Hey, I'm Chanté and welcome back to the channel. And if you are enjoying this series, if you're enjoying these ideas of how to heal, how to move forward, and how to be the best that God is calling you to be, I ask that you like and subscribe and tell someone else that you know. Now let's dive into the other group of people. And I feel like I've been kind of navigating this season, feeling like God is just throwing you into something new and different, and you're not exactly sure what to do because it is not what you expected. So while many of us have felt the impatience of waiting, some of us are like, wait, I do not think I am ready for this. I've talked to so many people as the year has started. It's a new year. We're excited, we're praying for more, we're wanting more, but what happens when God introduces you to the more, introduces you to the greater, when you're feeling this inadequacy, when you're feeling this lack of preparation, when you're feeling like you're not ready for the blessing, you're not ready for the promise that you had been praying about and asking about, and you feel a little bit of a push, which makes you afraid. If you're being honest, it makes you want to step back. It makes you sometimes even want to forfeit the thing that you had been asking for all that time, when the reality of what it is, of what it will take, of the responsibility hits you, because you feel like you don't have the right time, you don't have the right skills, you don't have the right resources, you don't have the right connections, you don't have the right people who can help you move through that. But He is so intentional. He knows that you don't have it. And yet, there's a reason that He has given you this season. And one of the reasons is because He wants you to trust and rely on Him. So much of what we're called to as we're growing in our maturity as Christians is to have faith, right? We understand conceptually, like having faith, what that means. But living it out when things don't make sense, when you feel unsure, and primarily I'm talking to people who right now you feel like you don't have enough. And some of you don't just feel like you don't have enough, you feel like you are not enough. You feel like you don't have what it takes. You feel like all the things that people have said about you. You feel like all of the hardships you've had, all of the ways you've fallen short are really starting to rise up. A lot of people call this imposter syndrome, especially when you're in that season of promotion, whatever that looks like for you, in the season of greater, and you're not feeling like you deserve to be there. You're not even sure how you got that position, where maybe someone else seemed more qualified than you. But this is where you're going to have to lean in and trusting God. You have to lean in because He knew something about you that you didn't know. He sees something in you that maybe right now you're not seeing. But you have to start seeing yourself the way that He sees you. You have to start affirming yourself. You have to start speaking things like, you are the head and not the tail. You have to start speaking that you are strong and courageous. You have to start speaking in a way that affirms what God's word actually says about who you are. And not what you said about who you are, and not what you've rehearsed, and not what you've heard, and not what people have said, but what God has said about you. And that is going to be critical as you're navigating this season of, it's not time yet, okay? It's going to be important for you to pause, to be honest with yourself, to recognize, hey, I don't feel like I have enough. I don't feel like I am enough. But to realize that even if you can say that, even if you feel like you have the evidence, God is so much bigger than who you are. And we tend to minimize God on the level of where we feel like we are, not recognizing how much bigger He is. He's always going to call you higher. He's always going to call you to more. He's never going to call you to less. Which means you're going to feel uncomfortable in this season. Which means when you wake up and you get to that new office or that new position, or start writing the new book, or making these videos for your podcast, you may feel uneasy. And there will be things that come against you at times. There will be distractions. There is a real enemy who doesn't want to see you progress, doesn't want to see you transform, doesn't want to see you move into the call that you have. So there will be some opposition at times, but that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you throw in the towel or you get frustrated. It means you lean in. It means you start asking God, show me the steps, give me the strategy. It means you seek the word for affirmation about who you are, for strategy, for understanding about who you are. It means you let go of control. Okay. I can only say letting go of control because I know what it's like to think I had to have it all together, to think I had to have all the pieces. But once I released control, once I surrendered, once I gave up my 5-year plan, once I gave up my detailed year agenda to the Lord and asked him to show me what he had for me, it allowed me to not only move in purpose and move forward and keep going and not get discouraged, but it allowed me to have peace, right? We don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about the peace that we need in order to keep moving into the things that he has for us. We're thinking that peace happens when everything in our world is quiet, when there's no disagreements happening, when there's no frustration, when our family is good, when our job is good, when our finances are good, then we will have peace. But peace is knowing that the God that we serve has the best intention for our life, that we're safe with him. And for many of us on our journey to healing, there's not been a place of safety. There's not been a person who you could trust. There's not been someone who's been there for you in your times of need. And it makes it hard to trust an invisible God that you can't see. But he's been there with you through this whole process. He's with you now on this journey as you're healing. He will be with you forever and always. And he loves you. So make this year, as you're in the wait, or as you're feeling like it is not time yet, one of surrender. Surrender your timeline. Surrender culture's timeline about you should have been doing this by this time, you should have been doing that by this time. Surrender it. And know that his time is the best time. And it doesn't mean that you're just waiting passively. Seek him, be obedient. What am I supposed to be doing while I wait? What am I supposed to be doing in this new season where it's not a time of waiting, it's a time of God actually providing that blessing? What am I supposed to be doing? Surrender. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Letting go. Trusting. And it's easy as I'm on this side of the screen to share that with you. But in real life, as you're walking through this journey of healing, as you're moving forward into what God is calling you to, it's so difficult. So I'm not saying this as someone who's had it all figured out. I've had my seasons too, my seasons of waiting, my seasons of feeling like an imposter, my seasons of not knowing what to do, but I'm choosing to surrender. And I hope that you do the same. Please share these videos if you feel like there's someone that this can resonate with. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.